Ready?
Yep.
Dab? Yep. Ready? What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about plus. Okay. Just want to make sure we know where we're going. Yeah. All right.
Lawsuits in the bourbon industry have been happening for decades. In this episode, Spirits attorney Brian Haara gives us a little insight into some of the shenanigans that have led to a few of the more famous lawsuits in the bourbon industry. With names such as Stagg and Taylor, how can you miss?
Welcome to this episode of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. We are here in Louisville, Kentucky at Oxford Farms, and I'm sitting down with Spirits attorney Brian Haara.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. So the spirits attorney, what is that?
What is a spirits attorney? What do you do? What is your day comprised of? And how much work is there?
Well, it's a great job to have in Kentucky because we have the best distilleries. We have so many distilleries. You've got brands opening left and right. And so I help the distilleries, I help the brands, I help vintage spirits bars get through all the regulations they have to comply with. If you got trademark issues, all those sorts of things, it's a fun day to work in the bourbon industry.
So if someone wants to get into the whiskey sphere, so to speak, in any aspect, you would be a good contact person.
I'd be their contact if they want to do the legal side of it. If they have, there's all sorts of different angles to get into the whiskey industry, whether it's transportation, whether it's grain, whether it's at the distillery itself. There's just so many tangential areas in the whiskey industry.
Very fun. Now, you're also an author.
That's right.
Right? And you wrote this book, Bourbon Justice. So tell me a little bit about the book and what I might find in this book.
Well, what I found in researching for the book is that Kentucky, this flyover state with this bourbon industry, shaped American commercial laws, whether it's from trademark law, whether it's consumer protection, whether it's workplace safety. All of those things arose out of the bourbon industry. So this is an illegal book. It's more of a bourbon history book. I tell the story of how bourbon developed. And my shtick is I use these cases that I found from the 1800s and early 1900s.
So tell me a story real briefly that I might find in a book.
So one of my favorites is I've got the true origin story of Maker's Mark in here.
Okay, so I mean, there's all sorts of marketing about the Maker's Mark brand and the wax and the mark.
Right. And they don't tell the story that I tell in here.
Okay.
Now, what they tell isn't, I'm not saying that's false.
Yeah.
But they leave a big part of it out. And I found that big part in a lawsuit that the old family distillery filed against Bill Sr. and just started Maker's Mark. So that's the hard thing. That's what you find in Bourbon Justice. You find stories about the litigation between Colonel Taylor and George T. Everyone goes to Buffalo Trace and they love those two brands now. Those two guys hated each other and they were involved in litigation for 13 years against each other.
Oh my God.
And I've got that story here.
And there's, I mean, it looks like it's a couple hundred pages long. So
yeah, it's an easy read.
Yeah.
It tells the story. It's not too heavy on the law. But if you want to look at the law, I've got a million footnotes. Look at that if you want to. But I stick to telling the stories of these distilleries when they were cooperating, when they were fighting, and their origin stories, in addition to the Maker's Mark origin story.
Very fun. So if you want to have some really fun reading on some whiskey history and some of the legal stories that kind of shaped whiskey and have shaped our landscape in the whiskey sphere as we know it today, you're going to find that in this book.
Look for Bourbon Justice and you'll find it.
And so where do they get it?
So it's super easy to get on Amazon. It's right there. Bezos will send it to you overnight. You can get it from my publisher. I went with Potomac, which is an imprint of Nebraska University. And you can find it on bourbonjustice.com. There's links everywhere. Just go there and you'll find it.
And so if somebody wants to get in touch with you, is it Bourbon Justice or is there another way?
So I've got a blog, Sippin' Corn. But you type either of those in and you sippincorn.com, bourbonjustice.com, brianhaara.com, all brings you to the same place.
Fantastic. You can find us at theGreatAmericanWhiskeyCookers.com. Like us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Become a member of Patreon and help support the channel. We really appreciate the support and the love on that one. A big thank you to our Patreon supporters. We couldn't do this without you. And a big thank you to Oxmoor Farms for hosting us and letting us come in and sit down and have a conversation with Brian Haara. Brian, we end every episode the same thing, same toast. Can't be good? Be good at it, my friend. Cheers.